Hi guys, this is Dr. Venkat Lavu, a research fellow at the University of Florida and a neurology applicant for the 2024 match. I have successfully given USMLE Step 1 and Step 2 and mentored numerous friends with their steps and USCE and much more. And in this video, I'm going to share with you my plan to pass the USMLE Step 1 in just 2 months. Before going into detail, I genuinely feel that this is the most efficient use of time to prepare for the USMLE Step 1. It might not work for everyone, but if you just stick with it, it will work for most people. I divided this video into 4 parts: the resources, the study plan, how to use the resources in the week before exam. Coming to resources, a must use for everyone would be UWorld, followed by first aid. If you need strengthening of concepts, then you could watch Boards and Beyond. And as an optional resource, you could use Anki Deck of your choice as a tool for revision. Going into detail with the plan, you need to spend 30 days doing 1 block per day of random UWorld questions, and then 30 days doing 2 blocks per day of random UWorld questions. After the first 30 days, you could do a UWSA1 or an NBME as a practice test, and then in the second 30 days, you should be doing a practice test end of every week for the first 3 weeks. The last week is completely for revision. You will be roughly spending around 5 to 7 hours per day in the first 30 days, 4 hours for doing the UWorld random block and reviewing it, and another 2 to 3 hours for strengthening your weak areas and reinforcing concepts. In the next 30 days, you will be spending 8 to 10 hours per day doing 2 random UWorld blocks and also revising areas that you forget. That is pretty much the plan. Now, going into how to use the resources for the plan. While doing random UWorld blocks, go through the explanations and try to understand the concepts. If there are any lapses in your understanding, go through those areas in first aid and see for any additional lapses in your understanding. The quickest way to get a clear baseline understanding is to watch the Boards and Beyond video of that concept and of those areas. So you will be doing that for 30 days, and during this time, don't even think about UWorld block percentages or UWorld average correct answers or anything like that. Just focus on learning and understanding concepts. Trust me, just by doing this, you will be ahead of everybody else. Now, after 30 days, give a practice test of your choice. It could be NBME or UWorld self-assessment 1. And after doing the practice test, please don't focus on the score. Only analyze on your weak areas, stuff that you're not retaining. Mark it in first aid if that is your source of revision, or flag cards in the Anki Deck of your choice if that is your source of revision. For the next 30 days, while doing 2 random blocks of UWorld per day, after review, analyze your weak areas, learn and reinforce concepts like you did in the previous 30 days. In addition to that, start marking areas that are important for your revision in first aid, or flag the specific cards that you think are important for revision in the Anki Deck of your choice. So in the second 30 days, every weekend, you should either be giving an NBME or a UWorld self-assessment. But something different that I suggest and that I did that worked for me is every week that you give an NBME or UWorld self-assessment, try to add an additional UWorld random block. So that is like on the first week you will be doing 4 blocks of self-assessment and another block of random UWorld, and the second week you will be doing 4 blocks plus 2 blocks, and in the third week you will be doing 4 blocks plus 3 blocks. This kind of increases your endurance, and this is the best way to prepare yourself for the real deal. While doing this longer and longer practices, try to assess how your body is reacting to food and caffeine that you're taking while breaks. Also try to time yourself between blocks and take the break time proportionate to the length of the exam. That is, in your original exam you'll have 7 blocks of questions and then 1 hour of break. So if you're doing 6 blocks, decrease the break time by let's say 15 minutes or so. And after doing these practices, the most important thing is to see where you're doing mistakes repeatedly and see areas that you're weak at and try to reinforce them either with Boards and Beyond and first aid, or if they're just stuff that you're forgetting, mark them in first aid or flag specific Anki cards in Anki Deck of your choice. The next part is revision, and this you'll do in the last week before the exam. So during this week, only focus on reviewing marked areas in first aid or the flagged cards in Anki Deck of your choice. Take note of areas that you feel are very volatile in your head and that you feel you should revise a couple of days before the exam. This is while doing 2 words random per day and also after doing the practice test. Along with reviewing areas from first aid and Anki deck, you will also review your volatile areas that you have prepared couple of days before the exam. Just a day before the exam, try to pace yourself and be relaxed as much as possible. Use caffeine and food during the break times of your exam based on how they were affecting you during practice tests. With all of this, you will have an amazing exam and you will easily pass the USMLE Step 1. Not only just passing the exam quickly, you'll also have clear understanding of the concepts and big picture that USMLE Step 1 is trying to test. All this knowledge will be very essential for you while preparing for the USMLE Step 2. Thank you, and if you have any further questions, please leave a comment. I would try to answer any questions you guys have, and also please like and subscribe. Also follow me on Instagram and Twitter